I'm writing a paper for my lifespan class, and I have to do a conceptualization of myself, and it's a lot of like soul searching. And one of my things is like I'm doing like adolescence, and as you know, adolescence is very like pretty traumatic for a lot of people. And I remember being made fun of for my height. I grew to 5 foot. I remember I grew to 5'7" where I stayed in 8th grade, and that was where I was at. And I remember like getting fucking pissed off because everyone would talk about my height. I wanted to play college football, but with my height, I was like, dude, I'm not gonna fucking do it. My dad was always like, you're gonna do it. I'm like, Dad, I'm fucking 5'7" white. I can't jump. Like, I'm not gonna be a college football player. But that's the reason why I got into powerlifting. I was like, dude, if I can't get that taller, I can get wider, and then no one would fuck with me.
But dude, you're like, so with you, you're stunting your growth. Who knows? You might actually be like
I could have been
7.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done it, dude.
You shouldn't have done it. Putting all that weight on your back, you're just compressing your discs.
Yeah, my spine is now. Damn, dude. And I'm just, think about when I'm like 70, I'm going to be like 4 feet tall. You're going to have to carry me in a backpack around.
Ooh, I would do that.
Would you?
You get one of those like animal backpacks that has like the
see-through
port on it that you could like look through.
Feed me carrots in there. Well, welcome back to another episode of Black Sheep Narrative. Happy Sunday. You made it to the weekend.
Yeah. Oh, hey, happy St. Patrick's Day, guys.
Yeah, seriously.
Today's St. Patrick's Day. You're going to be watching this, and hopefully, you wore green yesterday and you drank green beer. Yeah. That's what I'm going for tonight. I'm about the green beer.
You're not drinking tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to have a green beer.
You have a green beer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I drink, dude, so like I quit drinking, but I'll still have a beer.
Yeah.
I haven't had any hard liquor, but I'll have a beer.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. St. Patrick's Day. Everyone's waking up hungover. Mm-hmm. So I saw the pictures from yesterday. Everyone's celebrating last night with their green beers and their green shirts.
Oh, was it last night people are
celebrating?
A
lot of people go out because today's Sunday, so a lot of people have to work tomorrow.
Ooh, maybe. So, because I told my wife the same thing. I was like, hey, let's go get a green beer tonight. I was like, tomorrow's going to be too fucking busy with everybody being St. Patrick's Day. And she's like, well, I don't think they do green beer until tomorrow. So,
no, people are drinking green beer last night.
So maybe the place will be cleared
out.
We'll have Chili's to ourselves, like animals.
Yeah. That 3 for $15 deal, man. You can't beat that, huh?
Dude, 3 for $15?
Yeah, 2 meals and a nap for you and your boo.
Really?
$15. Woo-wee. I think it might actually be cheaper than that for Chili's.
Whew, let's go. Maybe go check Applebee's after that. We'll make a night of it. Oh,
dude. Now we're talking. That sounds like a party. I better get a text when you go because I'm coming.
Let's go. So what's in the news?
So the big thing is TikTok, dude. And I wanted to talk to you about it.
It's getting serious, right?
Well, yeah, because 4 days ago Congress voted 352 to 65, which is fucking huge. No vote ever goes like that big. Usually there's like
to ban TikTok.
To force TikTok's Chinese parent company to fully divest or face a ban in the United States. Oh, man. So the House Representatives just approved legislation that may lead to ban on TikTok in the U.S. unless its parent company, which is called ByteDance, divests its interest in the app, basically like sell it off more or less. So the decision made by a vote of 352 to 65 with one member voting present came as U.S. intelligence agencies have raised concerns over the national security risk associated with the app's ties to China. The bill, known as the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act, geez, say that 5 times fast, quickly moved through the legislative process, gaining unanimous support from the House Energy and Commerce Committee. Legislation now moves to the Senate, where lawmakers have indicated bipartisan support to pass the legislation. And a TikTok spokesperson criticized the move, saying this process was secret, and the bill was jammed through one reason: it's a ban. We are hopeful that the Senate will consider the facts, listen to their constituents, and realize the impact of the economy, 7 million small businesses, and the 170 million Americans who use our service. And I know you, like, with UXO, TikTok has been huge for you guys.
Yeah.
Ever since they made the TikTok shop.
Yep.
And it's pretty compared to fucking Amazon, like it was pretty foolproof to use, right?
Yeah.
Like you didn't have to like
TikTok's
go through.
brilliant with it because it is essentially Amazon where you can buy right through the app, and they have different things like, you know, when they have a marketplace where they manage as the middleman the shipping of products, the customer service side of it. So, and they're very pro-consumer. So, like, if a customer gets something, they don't like it, like, it's a forced return upon the business, right?
Yeah.
But what's brilliant about TikTok versus Amazon is because it's in the TikTok app, which has all these users on there, it takes away any points of friction. So a customer sees an item they want, they can click it right in the TikTok app and buy right then and there. No friction, like, because you have to tie your credit card details to it.
The app.
So you see something you like, you're like, oh, fuck, buy now. It's done. It's being shipped to you. Super painless. So TikTok's been taking on Amazon because they're also very for the business, and they want more businesses selling through them. So they have all these special TikTok offers they offer, and they cover it, which has been great for us. So like they have these promos they'll do, like, hey, get 25% off your purchase, but TikTok's covering that discount. So it's the business doesn't get hit with it. TikTok's giving the consumer 25% off, paying the business full pop.
Wow.
So there's all these great benefits to it. And yeah, that sucks, like that they are trying to ban it because there's a lot of businesses that have shifted over to TikTok. And from the standpoint of there's a lot of, I don't want to call them influencers, but content creators on TikTok that make their living from it. You know, because TikTok also has their creator program,
and this is new, right?
This is I mean, it's all new. So there's creators out there that are making $10K plus a month that don't, you know, they're making money just making content, and their content's getting a lot of views, and TikTok is paying them. It's the same thing that like YouTube does, and Instagram has like their I forget their creator program too, but TikTok pays a lot more because they are the biggest social media platform out there right now.
Yeah.
So there's all these people that have moved to TikTok because they're like there's YouTube videos of a guy that made the same video for YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and he's in all three of their programs, right? His video on YouTube got, you know, a couple million views or whatever, and he made like $2,000. His Instagram video got like, you know, it was up there like 800,000 views or some shit, right? And he made like $4,000 from it. And TikTok, it got half the amount of views, and he made $10,000 from it.
Oh wow!
So, yeah, I don't know. It sucks because that's even where I'm at with the content I've been making, and I've been, you know, anytime I do a review on a product, and I'll make them unbiased. If that product is in the TikTok shop, I'll tag it in there, so that way when people see my reviews, if it's something they want to try, they can click it and buy it right from my thing, and I get paid a commission on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's why I bought a Raptor, because it's like I've been making $400 or $500 from TikTok just from other people's products that I've done videos on a month.
Yeah, it seems pretty seamless. Or like
my Raptor.
Damn, I just got it. Yeah. Don't even have the plates on it yet. See ya. It seems pretty seamless in regards to content creators now that they can reach out and like ask businesses, hey, I'll review this. And then the businesses can look at their profile and see what they're about. And then they can get free stuff, but they get the review. And businesses also, that helps businesses because
they get content.
You get content.
They get the name out there.
You don't have to really, you're just giving them free. But I don't know, what's the exchange look like? Like, is TikTok tied into that exchange? Like, say, for instance, someone reached out to UXO and was like, hey, I want to review this. And you're like, okay, I'll send this to you.
Yeah.
Does TikTok, like, you have X amount of days to review this?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So they manage that process too. And that's why I say it's foolproof,
nice.
because like on Amazon, like that's something that we've always struggled with is like, how do I find people that can create UGC content for us? And it used to be you had to go scour Instagram and send messages, ridiculous.
Right? Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And in TikTok, it's easy because you put a product out there and people are going to reach out to you and be like, hey, I want to promote this. Like, and TikTok does manage that. Like right now, I think there's 4 items that were sent to me that I still need to review. And they give you a countdown, like you have to review it within so many days. So it guarantees you're going to get some content, because if I don't produce that content in the timeline, then I get like a strike mark against me, and you get so many strike marks and you're kicked out of the creator content program. You can't request products. But TikTok doesn't take anything from, if someone sends a free product. TikTok only takes their cut when a product is sold. Just like Amazon. If you sell a product on Amazon, Amazon takes their share, and TikTok also takes a substantially less amount than what Amazon takes.
Yeah.
So it's great for small businesses, dude. Like, I understand the security risk that people are afraid of, but I also thought that when the CEO went up and spoke before Congress, the CEO of TikTok, like, he spoke very eloquently about it and showed how, and he even said that they will bring all of the servers here
to the U.S.
To the U.S. He said that they would bring everything here to the U.S., that they already started that process.
But it still would be a Chinese company that owns TikTok.
It would be a Chinese company that would be, well, I don't think they fully own it, right? Like,
I thought it was developed and created in China.
It was, but I think the company that they're worried about, that Dance Bites, like, they're not the full ownership of the company, I believe. But whatever. But yeah. So I don't know, man.
I'm just trying to look at it from a pros and cons perspective, because I did talk to a couple people at the gym this week, and it was interesting because there's actually a lot of people that were pissed about it on the opposite end, because they think that our government is overreaching.
100%. Like, that was
basically they don't have control over a social media platform, and they can't. It doesn't again. It's like the control aspect of things. That's what people are always scared of.
Right.
That the overreaching, the control, and because the U.S. doesn't own it, they can't control it, so they can't. They don't know what's going in and out of it, so they're like, "Fuck it, we're going to ban it." And I was like, "Ooh, that's interesting."
But with this being a private company, it's like, how can you? It's almost like a form of censorship.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, we're overstepping our bounds with. Dude, it's like a lot of stuff that's happening with the politic landscape today. You always like go back to our founding fathers and the Constitution, right? Mm-hmm. And it's amazing to see like how a lot of the stuff that we put in the Constitution has kind of been pushed to the side. Like, we're really stretching and going against the beliefs that made us a free nation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and you can see that just from when COVID-19 happened, and look at the censorship of information that the big social media platforms were pushing, right? Like, you couldn't, even doctors were putting up stuff. And this is when Rogan was having doctors like just looking at maybe this is just a flu. Like, maybe you can take other things other than the vaccine. And they were getting censored, and people were getting fucking kicked off of social media platforms.
Right.
Doctors were getting kicked off.
Right.
And it's like, that's pretty scary. And
so freedom of speech is gone.
Yeah.
Even looking at like Trump and where he's at, dude. And he's talking about the like, if Trump takes office again, and everybody looks up to Trump and like, oh, he's for the Patriots.
Yeah.
This is a patriotic presidential leader. But he's talking about when he takes office, the news, if anybody puts out wrong information, right, that he's going to throw them in prison.
Yeah, but what's wrong information?
Right. It's that's completely objective.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that blows my mind.
Yeah.
And how he's talking about how he wants to become the next dictator, like the U.S. needs a dictator. And all of his followers are like, yeah, we need a dictator.
That's what happens.
Get him in,
That's what happens. The pendulum swings both ways, right? Like, when you have someone that comes in like a Joe Biden that's like, basically the borders are open, like everyone gets fucking scared. And then the pendulum swings very far right and very extreme. And you're like, we're going to fucking we need to close down this shit. And I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm saying like it more or less becomes like a dictatorship, more or less, that they're like, we got to do X, Y, and Z to get back our country, and then you lose freedom that way too. So, but people forget, like, dude, you don't think that like this billionaire of Donald Trump, he's been around all of these politicians. Like, he was good friends with Hillary Clinton, regardless of their quarrels after he was running last time, when he would like talk shit about her, and they would, dude, they're friends. Like, they're all friends. They're all going out to dinner together.
Yeah.
They're all in the same yacht club. I mean, it's, it's crazy to say that, like, this guy's for the people.
Yeah. It scares me, dude. It scares me. It's just like, and how aggressive people are being towards it,
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared for the future. Biden's not the right answer, but I don't feel Trump is either,
Yeah, and RFK Jr. doesn't have a chance in fucking hell because he's running as an independent.
I know, and that sucks.
He just doesn't have the backing, dude.
But back to your point, yeah, TikTok, like they are. I feel like it is overreaching, and I think dude. If they destabilize TikTok or basically ban it,
yeah,
that's going to be a big hit to the economy.
Yeah, we're already struggling.
Right.
Yeah.
Because everybody's looking at it as it being a Chinese-based company, but it's going to affect all the small businesses that are on there. And there's a lot of small businesses on TikTok right now.
Yeah. I don't know. What's the pros to it, though? Like, what are the pros to banning TikTok? Because it's Chinese. Like, the Chinese are already collecting all of our data, right? Isn't that the biggest thing that they're looking at?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, the Chinese could know everything that's going on. It's like, they already know everything. Like, dude, they're already like...
Right. If we think that that this is their raw source of information gathering, then
you're fucking out of your mind.
Right. Like, dude, they have technology, bro. Yeah. They have technology outside of TikTok.
Yeah.
A lot more advanced technology that knows what the fuck we're doing.
Oh, for sure. It's not the weather balloons that they're flying over. The weather balloons and TikTok, they got your ass, dude.
Yeah, dude, this is scary. Scary news, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you can still do like Facebook and Instagram, but it's not as good.
Not nearly.
Not nearly as good.
Facebook and dude, you look at, and that's the other thing, is Facebook's so embedded into politics. So, the algorithm changed, and it actually changed. It's continuously changing.
Yeah, it's
right?
every week, it feels like.
But when you look at how much money Facebook made off of advertising, it's astronomical. It's in the billions of dollars fucking annually. God, I forget. It's something huge. 31 billion.
Just for businesses.
Just for advertising. Yes, businesses paying for advertising. Yeah. But what happened was Facebook this was like 5 or 6 years ago, Facebook took a net loss on their advertising platform, the Meta ads. Took a net loss after all this improvements they were doing and everything.
Yeah.
And that's when we saw this shift in the cost per milli is what they call it. The cost per getting in front of 1,000 advertisers took this drastic jump. And it's because Facebook, all the executives basically said, we took a loss on Facebook ads. We're not going to do this anymore. So the cost of advertising is going up. Like for smaller businesses, you're going to pay to play, right? You want to get your name out there, you got to pay more money. And everybody, including myself, including a lot of other businesses, like, what the fuck happened? Like, the cost to get in front of a customer jumped drastically.
Yeah.
So Facebook Instagram's been around forever, but their shop is just wonky. People don't buy through Instagram.
Yeah. They're trying. I feel like they're trying to make the shift to be like a TikTok.
They're trying to.
Right?
Yeah.
Like they're trying to do the...
Everybody's trying to shift to YouTube, doing YouTube Shorts now, Instagram with their Reels.
But it's just interesting because it doesn't seem like a hard concept, at least for Instagram, to have a person that is advertising a product and tagging that product, and then you're able to click on the product and buy it from there. But TikTok was the first to do that. And then it kind of Instagram was like, oh, fuck.
Yep.
We need to do this. And then they kind of did it, but it's not as good. It's not as seamless, it seems like.
It's not. Nobody buys anything from our Instagram store at all. And I feel like it's because of the demographic that's on Instagram too. Like TikTok has a very specific demographic, and these kids live on TikTok.
Yeah.
So
the
now they shop there, where Instagram is more the older generation, more like our age group.
Yeah.
It's on there we're not on there to shop. We're on there to engage and socialize and,
Yeah.
consume
Content. Yeah.
right? So we get frustrated when we see an ad.
I've never bought anything from
Never. Neither
from
have I.
Instagram or Facebook.
I have on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we sell stuff, but I bought on stuff on there too. I've come across, oh shit. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Let me snatch this up. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, man. What else is in the news?
That's frustrating. It's frustrating and kind of upsetting. Well, we want to talk about the Idaho news. This is interesting.
Ooh, what?
So this was, when did this come down? Idaho Press on March 15th. What's the date today? The 17th. Okay, so 2 days ago. Idaho House sends pronoun bill to the Senate.
Okay.
The Idaho House voted on party lines Friday on a bill to prevent retribution for state employees or students for not using preferred pronouns. The Idaho, dude, this is like a hot topic though. Like there are states that are coming, like Canada, you can get sued for not using the right pronouns. You can go to jail for not using the right pronouns.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No. Yeah. That's what I'm like. This is, yeah. You want to talk about the First Amendment, freedom of speech.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, forcing people to say stuff. The Idaho House voted on party lines Friday on a bill to prevent retribution for state employees or students for not using preferred pronouns. It also prohibits teachers from using transgender or non-binary students' preferred pronouns or a different name than their legal name without parental consent. The bill is meant to prevent compelled speech, especially for teachers. He said people were getting bullied into being forced to use pronouns of people that are inconsistent with their biological sex.
Speechless. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, I just think, like, I don't know when we become so sensitive as a society. So, for example, the other day we had our taste testing here with protein.
Yeah.
And I caught myself that when I said it, but I was like, they know what the fuck I mean, right? Like, we had a group of people, guys and gals, over here, right? And we were separating the groups, and we were having people taste different stuff. And I was like, hey, you guys over here, blah, blah, blah. And I caught myself when I said it because I was like, oh, there's some females over here. I was like, and I went to correct myself. I was like, no, fuck that. Like, they know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not meaning it in like it's just you group of people. You guys do this.
Yeah.
Nobody took offense to it.
Yeah.
Nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah.
And it's weird that even popped into my head like, ooh, should I correct that and be like, guys and gals?
Yeah.
No, they know what the fuck I mean. I don't know. That shit frustrates me. So basically, if I would have said that in a classroom, not with any ill intent, like there could be
retribution. I'm not sure if it gets that. Like, I think it's more like if a student came up to you or you were talking to a student and they said, hey, this is my pronoun, and it's something fucking absurd, you know? It just, and
I
they're
identify
like,
as a table.
Like a cat. Like,
I would punch the kid
you
in
know,
the face.
like I want you to, my pronouns are meow, and you're like, I'm not going to say that. And they're like, well, I'm going to tell my parents, and their parents sue the school. I think it's like that. So,
see,
but where does the line? Where's the line?
Because there's people totally taking advantage of this.
100%, yes.
Like, I watched the social media. It was so stupid. And this guy walks into a library with his friend. His friend's got a camera. He's recording him, right? And the librarian's like, "Hey, you can't have a camera in here." And he's like, "It's okay. He identifies as a camera." And she was like, "No, you need to leave." And then he gets all disrespectful and puts on this big scene like, "Oh, what? You're going to tell him he can't identify as a camera? Get the fuck out of here." I would have punched that dude in the mouth. Yeah. Like, there's people taking advantage of this shit.
Definitely.
Now, I get it. If someone is a transgender and they want to be referred to as a he, her.
Yeah.
He, him,
hell yeah,
like,
dude.
Okay, I get it.
It's fine. But I'm talking about, like, the very, like...
Yes.
Yeah. And it kind of fucks the LGBTQ plus community as well. Like, these people that are taking advantage of it, right?
Right.
That are just, like, throwing out these pronouns just because they believe they're feeling, like, this is who I am. Like, I'm a cat. Okay. And now you're forcing people to say that.
Yeah.
You have to call me cat pronouns.
No. Put me in jail.
Right? But then it's just like, again, there's no line, right?
How do you establish what?
So I'm just going to I just have to go with whatever you feel like you are.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, next topic.
And again,
it frustrates the hell out of me.
That frustrates the hell out of me,
Yeah.
because I feel like it takes away from that community. Like, you have
100%.
You know, and I'm not saying there are some mental health components to it, right? Like, but like, to use that and make it a law that I have to say this. Yeah. I have to call you this, or I'm going to get sued, right? It's like, oh man, that's pretty crazy. It's heavy.
It is heavy.
It's heavy.
Because I'm looking at like, wait, so Canada, they're dealing with this? It's already
passed. Yeah, that was the big thing. That was the whole thing with like Jordan Peterson, and he was one of the first people to say that, hey, this is coming down the pipeline, and people thought he was fucking crazy. Basically compelled speech. Like, they're going to make you say, like, whatever their pronouns are, they're going to compel you to have to say it. He's like, I'm not doing that. And he almost got kicked out of the university for that.
Jesus.
And lost it. He was a tenured professor.
Yeah.
And almost lost his tenure, and almost lost his private practice because he's a psychologist. Mm-hmm. Because he said he refused to go with people that are saying crazy shit, but I have to call them something, you know? He's not saying like the LGBTQ plus community. He's talking about these people that are on the fringes taking advantage of this system, basically.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That one's a hard one.
I know. And then that's where I get wishy-washy, because then I look at democracy and it's back to the freedom of speech and that plays both sides of it. Like,
yeah.
Right? That's where it becomes very, very sticky.
Yeah.
Because it's like freedom of speech. Like, these people do have the right to say they want to be identified as whatever, but now you're going to force it upon other people.
But don't I have the right to say that I don't want to say that?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, it falls on both sides.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the Constitution, freedom of speech, and what people like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Does it come back, like, okay, transgender, like, you want to be like a fucking asshole. You have a, transgender male or female, and you're like, I don't believe in that shit. I'm not going to call you that, whatever, You're just being a fucking asshole, dude.
Right.
But like, with that law in place, if you were an asshole, you could get sued or go to jail, dude, for that. I don't think it's right. I think that, that you're being a fucking asshole, dude. Like, get with the times, But at the same time, do I think that you should go to fucking jail for that?
Yeah. Get with the times. So it's interesting. We, dude, because just thinking about the divide across our nation and where people are in their lives and what people have experienced. Yeah. We went to San Diego. It was a little bit ago, 3 or 4 years ago. We went to San Diego. Mm-hmm. Bunch of couples. We rented this beach house right on the beach. It was badass. But one night we decide, a couple of the fellas, we decide, hey, let's go to the bar, have a few drinks. Ladies stayed behind. They smoked some stuff that they got from the shop. So we went to the bar, and one of our buddies is Asian.
Okay.
We go to the bar, we go to sit down, and there's this older gentleman, right, wearing a vet's hat.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And
God.
Racist as fuck.
I bet, yeah.
He was just like, your kind's not wanted here, boy. Like, get the fuck. Yeah, it was like, what the fuck? And it's like, and Chris, my other buddy, he actually spoke up. He was like, hey, dude, I don't know if you know, but racism isn't cool anymore, right? But this is a guy that's been so ingrained in his brain that, fighting Charlie still in his mind, right? Like,
seriously.
So that's a tough one. That's a tough one because you look at because when we left, there was like, man, that was fucked up. But then also, I realize he's wearing a Vietnam vet's hat, and it's like, well, yeah, but he's been through some shit. Like, this is like, he can't break out of that. Maybe. It's going to be hard. It would be, I take that back. He could, but it's that's like ingrained in his brain. He needs some help to get out of that. Yeah. Like, you kind of have to look at it from both sides. Like, no, it wasn't cool. Like, I want to punch the dude in the mouth, but you start like, wow.
That generation, just like our generation, I'm a millennial. You're Gen...
I don't know, X?
Gen X, right?
Is that before? No, I'm before.
No,
you're baby boomer?
Baby boomer.
No,
you're baby boomer.
I'm not
yeah,
baby
80s,
boomer.
right?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm 70s.
What?
Yeah, I was born in 78.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm old ass.
With you. Dude, that motherfucker was probably on a boat too, like never fought anyone. Just like, oh, I fucking hate the Viet Cong. Like,
yeah,
no,
probably.
Just kidding. No, but on your point, yes, he needs to do some empathy wise, let's put him like if he did see combat, if he was in Vietnam, he probably saw like if he was in the Marines, or Army, whatever. If he went outside the wire, he probably saw a lot of his friends die because that's what was Vietnam, right? Probably got a big hatred for the Vietnamese, and then just generalized it with all of Asian culture, right? And there's a lot of people that don't want to work on themselves, right?
A lot.
So yes, he needs to do some work. He needs to go to therapy. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, 100%. But I thought a lot about that. Like after it happened, like, man, I started going down rabbit holes, just trying to figure out like what was going on in his head to,
dude, there's in Idaho, it's so ridiculous, dude. Idaho and Boise, it's getting a little gentrified now. Used to be 99.9% white, right?
Yeah.
There are people that have come to Idaho because of that, right? There are people like, there's no racism anymore. Like, that's dead. Like,
oh yeah, there is.
Dude, there's people walking around with fucking like, and that's like, it still blows my mind. Like, I've seen people with tattoos of like, I'm not saying all people in Idaho, but like, there's a couple people.
Yeah.
SS tattoos, lightning bolts, swastikas.
Yeah.
What
See that shit at the gym?
What in the yeah, dude. You're thinking what I'm thinking. I was like, whoa, yeah, dude. Proud.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh.
White power.
Not my gym. Absolutely never fucking my gym. Not my gym, dude.
Oh yeah, no.
No.
But dude, it's people think it's dead. It's not.
It's not,
it's
dude.
Strong. So check this out. There was because I lived in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And obviously was stationed at Fort Knox. But that whole area around there, towards Louisville, and I forget, you go back in the woods. There's some other densely populated areas, but it's heavily like there's still KKK shit going on back there. There was a small bar. The dude told me about it. One of our dudes at our base that was in our unit. Yeah, he went out to this bar with a couple buddies, and it was back there in the fucking woods. And it was around Christmas time, and they were all getting free drinks and stuff, and they had like a Christmas party, and in came Santa Claus. I was like, what? Yeah, he was like, no, dude. He was like, I shit a brick, like Santa Claus with the white hood on.
Oh my god!
And everybody was sitting on his lap. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. He was like, no. I was like, so that shit's happening out there.
Yeah,
but.
Yeah.
And yeah, even around here, like you said, there's still like, dude, wasn't it in North Idaho where they pulled over that U-Haul? Yeah, I think it was up by Coeur d'Alene. And the U-Haul was full of like white supremacists.
What was there?
Huh?
I thought I heard a story about that.
They were going to like basically there was a BLM, Black Lives
Matter
like rally, and they were going to, and they got
that's
pulled over in
yeah,
route.
yeah, they stopped them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they opened up the back of the U-Haul and was a bunch of these motherfuckers just.
Yeah.
So it's still out there.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, dude. The first time I saw someone here, it was a strongman competition in 2017, and this fucking guy took his shirt off. At first I was like, dude, I couldn't believe my eyes, dude. I look at his fucking calf, and there's a picture of Adolf Hitler tattooed on his calf.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, dude, no, that can't be right. And he fucking takes off his shirt, proud. And there's like, dude, it's so fucked, dude, because there was fucking all types of people, like all types of nationalities and competing.
When was this? How many years ago?
At 17, I want to say. Mm-hmm. Takes off his fucking shirt and has fucking swastikas on his body. Just like, you motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
You know? Wasn't my competition.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, I think in regards to that, if that was my competition, I would have to ask that guy to leave.
Yeah.
Can't have that. Can't have hate, dude. That's just you're just pronouncing that, like, you hate people.
Now, devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Going back to our earlier discussion then, is that you censoring? I'm with you. Don't get me wrong. I would have done the same thing because that sign carries so much
That's
hate.
advocating for just fucking hate, dude.
100%.
You know? Like,
But on the flip side, see, we're getting deep into it
know,
today, dude.
I know,
It's like,
I know.
damn.
I would personally, I wouldn't feel comfortable myself with my people. I'm advocating. I feel like strength and competitions is for everybody, and everyone has the right to lift and feel safe while lifting. And I trying to see empathy in, you know, other people's backgrounds. I would feel like they don't feel safe with this person around.
Yeah, just that image, the swastika.
It's
carries
done.
So much.
It's like, yo, man, like, I don't even know. I think I was pissed. But I who am I to say what's not my competition, dude?
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't even think I would say, yo, put on that shirt. Put on your shirt
you
back
gotta
on.
leave.
Like, sorry, man, you got to leave. Here's your money back. I can't have this.
Yeah. I agree with you. Like,
Is it censoring?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I don't know. Would he, putting myself in his shoes, if that's something that obviously he believes it's so strong to get it put on his fucking body. Would he, you know, he's gonna be, these motherfuckers are censoring me.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
you got to be able to have common sense though and know that.
Yeah. Well, you take off the shirt to show off, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to take off your shirt. It's not that hot outside.
Yeah.
It has to be off. Like, you're showing.
Like, you want
people to know.
You want to make a statement.
You want people to know that this is what you're about.
Fuck you.
Dude, there was another guy that used to go to the gym that I went to, and he just got out of prison. Tattooed from head to fucking toe, dude. His whole face was tattooed. And he had swastikas on his body, but they were canceled out. I was like, what the fuck? One day I talked to him about it.
Canceled out.
Like had it, but like had a circle around it and then a line through it.
Yeah, kind of like the Ghostbusters.
I was like, and I was like, dude, what did like? I don't know. I think I was just. I don't know why I was brought up. I think I was in the gym at the same time as him or something, and
change of belief.
Yeah. Well, he said he was in a federal prison, and he had to pick a side more or less. And he was like, I was white, and I had to pick that side, and I got these tattoos in prison, and I'm ashamed of it. I don't have enough money to get lasered it off, but that's not who I am anymore. And he's like, this was the best I could do, is just like X him out. I did it myself. I guess he got a tattoo gun and fucking X'd it out. He's like, I'm not proud of it, man, but like I was just trying to survive. And granted, is that some tale that he's just telling me? Maybe, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean, people think that racism. People think racism is dead, but that's far from the truth, unfortunately. Yeah. We're deep today, deep in the fucking woods today in the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, there's, dude, you know, but I think there's also cool, I don't want to say cool racism. There's no such thing.
No.
But there's instances like there was a video of this Mexican guy that was being interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
And he was outside some bar. It's like fucking spring break. They're interviewing this like little Mexican guy, and they're like, "What are you doing out here?" He's like, man, I'm just out here partying with my," and he drops the N-word, right?
Oh,
I'm just out here partying with my N-words. And there's two black guys, like perfect timing. These two black guys walking behind him, and they stop and they look, and then one black guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, what'd you say, bro?" And the dude looks at him and he owns it. He's like, "Nah, man, he's just like partying with my N-words, you know. We like the same, bro. I'm Mexican, eh?" And the black dude's just staring. He's like, "All right, bro," and he gives him a high five, and they celebrate together and stuff, and then like walk away. And it was kind of a funny video because it's like, man, that those two black guys would have messed him up, but they accepted him. They're like, "All right, he's part of our culture now." Like that could have went a completely different route, but it's a funny video.
Yeah,
as you could tell, the dude was scared shitless, but he owned it. He didn't like, he's like, you know what? Oh man. Anyways,
that was heavy.
It was a heavy discussion today,
I was
man.
like, what the
dude? We wanted to talk about news, and then
I wanted to talk about the football, the NFL.
Well, what's going on in the NFL? There's so much
free agency. It's fucking craziness, dude.
It's always this year's more crazy.
Fucking crazy. Yeah.
So you got Justin Fields coming to
the Steelers. Dude, it's been a fucking madhouse this past week, and the Steelers never do anything because they used to. Kevin Colberg used to be our GM, and he was under the assumption that we draft our players and we develop them in the Steelers' way of things. We don't pick up free agents because they've been basically tainted by other NFL teams. Like, we want them to be in our system, learn our ways. This is what it means to be a Steeler, you know, and basically fuck every other organization, you know. We just got a new GM, and he is fucking doing things we've never done in our history. And we just signed Russell Wilson for a 1-year deal. Yeah, which is fucking pretty crazy. And then yesterday we just traded for Justin Fields.
So you're gonna have two quarterbacks.
Yeah,
both are scramblers.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, Russell Wilson was told that he is going to get the job. Like, he's going to be the point guy. Yeah, he's going to be the starter, and then Justin Fields is going to be sitting behind him. But what was interesting was we had Kenny Pickett, who was our second year, now going into our third season, first-round draft pick. So you put a lot of capital into this guy.
Yeah, obviously just said he's not the guy.
Was our starter, but fucking has some of the worst statistics for a quarterback ever in history, especially his touchdown rate. And we fucking traded his ass, dude, to the Eagles for peanuts. But we were like, "Fuck you, get out of here." But it's interesting to see. I'm so far into the Steelers, and it's like there's been some rumblings, right? There were rumblings before the season that Kenny Pickett was kind of a diva and wasn't really working hard, and some teammates were seeing some stuff. But the Steelers organization as a whole, like, interesting how they can manipulate things and say, like, everything's good. No, don't worry about it. And all the fans are like, "Oh, it's good." Like, it's whatever. He's our starting quarterback, you know?
They want to keep his trade value up.
Fuck yeah, they do. Yeah. And then he played like shit this year. And then we were like, okay, Russ is here. He came in, and Russell was like, yeah, I texted Kenny Pickett and was like, it's time to, we're going to get better together. That's what was his thing. And then I guess our team captains were like FaceTiming Russ for an hour. Like, 3 team captains were like trying to convince Russ to come to the Steelers. Mm-hmm. And I guess Kenny Pickett got pissed because he believed that he was the starting quarterback and demanded a trade because he didn't want to compete.
Well, it's all right. Yeah, fuck. Now the Eagles have to deal with them. The Eagles are in shambles this year. I'm worried about it because we did pick up what's his name, running back. We got rid of Swift.
You got rid of Swift, but we
picked up Saquon Barkley. Yeah. So that'll be cool to see how that plays out. Swift started off last year super fucking strong. Yeah. Then kind of fizzled out. But now that we've lost God, so we lost Brian Cox. We lost Kelsey.
Yep.
I'm worried about it.
I don't know who you picked up.
Very strong fucking key players on offensive line and defensive line. So it's like, oof.
Well, Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox?
Yeah, what did I say?
Defensive tackle.
I say Brian Cox. Yeah, Fletcher Cox.
Fletcher,
yep.
yeah. Yeah, because he's been with the Eagles since the fucking dawn of time,
Yes.
I feel like.
Dude, it was that whole fucking, oh, man, him sleeping with a white girl. And
oh, no, I didn't hear about it, no.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. But he's a good dude. And so Brandon Graham's getting up there, too. BG.
He's still playing?
He's still playing. He's not nearly as – he doesn't have the explosiveness he used to. But now if we have Pickett coming in to back up Jalen hasn't been that impressive. But it's the same thing. So, like, Eagles, there's been grumblings about what's his name? A.J. Brown.
Oh, yeah. That he wants out, right?
He's causing a bunch of drama and stuff, and Eagles have been like, no, yeah, he's good. And I'm like, yeah, he's keeping trade value up. Like, they're trying to, keep shit under wraps and get rid of him, get some high trade value. But we'll see. Yeah, what other teams? God.
Yeah, the Bears got Keenan Allen from the Chargers as well as DeAndre Swift. They're going to draft Caleb Williams, who's the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. He's a quarterback from USC.
Who?
Caleb Williams from USC.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was been living in a penthouse in Los Angeles because he's making
so much from NIL deals.
Yeah.
See, that's what they were talking about. Oh, yeah, I think we already talked about that. Just how much these players are making in NIL is ridiculous. Like even Deion Sanders' son, he's clearing like $4 to $5 million a year.
Did you hear? Did I send you that
Crazy.
Nick? I don't think I sent you that Nick Saban thing. What he said. I don't think
NIL
we talked
is
about it.
Running.
He said he got out. That's why he retired.
Yeah,
because it's not about developing players into being men anymore. It's about how much money are they going to make going to your college.
Yep.
He said that he brought in every year he would bring in or invite the parents and the sons that were going to be play for Alabama before the season. And he would talk about the plan and talk to the parents like, hey, this is how we develop your son into a man. Like, he felt like that was really important.
Yeah.
And he believes now, well, he said that he was talking to a parent, and the parent asked him straight up, like, how much is my son going to get for coming to Alabama? Like, the parent was not concerned about development, was concerned about how much money, right? And Saban was like, we don't develop, they don't care about that anymore, so I'm out. It's a different world. It's definitely. I mean, I agree that players should get money for playing. I mean, they're making hundreds of millions of dollars for these colleges that are basically business. That's a business, College football is big business.
Oh, yeah.
For them not to get anything for it,
yeah.
Reggie Bush got his fucking Heisman taken away because he was, I think, signing autographs. Same with Terrell Pryor, like all these people prior. It's so ridiculous. But for them not to make any money out of it, but where's the line? I feel like it swung, again, the pendulum swung quick to NIL. Like the NIL got open, and now these players are making millions of dollars. Is it gonna swing back now to be like, might have not done this right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Caleb Williams was like, basically saying he doesn't want to play for X team, and X team.
Right.
He's making so much money in the NIL that he doesn't really matter. And his dad came out and was like, I want a percentage of the team that he plays for, that my son plays for.
His dad said that? Get the fuck out of here. But that's what we're starting to see. So he wouldn't be the first. There's a lot of a lot of guys that are going to the NFL, and the same thing. They're like, if I go to this team or this team, I'm not going. Like, basically trying to call their own shots. Like,
that's not how it
goes.
goes.
What the fuck? Like,
yeah. Again, that's what Kenny Pickett tried to call his own shots. And, dude, the NFL is a fucking big business, dude.
Right.
Billions of dollars. Like,
you can't come in here and think you're bigger than
the team, dude. You're out. Like, we're gonna ship you to the Eagles with Jalen Hurts, which is the same age as Kenny Pickett. You're not gonna see the field unless Jalen Hurts gets hurt.
Right.
Goodbye.
Yeah, it's too bad, dude. Too fucking bad.
Yeah.
For some of these younger dudes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, good for them. I hope that they can get a financial advisor and, like, not spend all your money. I just saw yesterday, like what was it? Some crazy statistic about NFL players. I think 80% of NFL players that get out within 3 years of getting out or retiring from the NFL are broke. Mm-hmm. They were talking about Adrian Peterson.
Oh, what happened?
He's broke. Like,
no way.
He owes debtors and, like, yeah, he's like,
oh, that sucks.
Selling merch to try to, yeah.
Dude, he was like the number 1 running back in the league. Like,
dude,
how many
for
years
like
in a row?
5 years, he was fucking killing it with
the Vikings.
The Vikings, dude, he was fucking
running over people.
Sick. He was sick. He's one of my favorite players of that era.
That's too bad. Yeah, a lot of them. I know of several NFL players that have taken their money and invested it, tried to basically vertically integrate and get their money into other places. That's going to make them money.
Yeah,
because they're thinking long term. Like even looking at Jason Kelsey, I don't know if you saw, like he was trying to figure out like what he was going to do post. He was buying like a dairy farm, and he was doing all these different angles, and obviously the podcast blew up for him, which is great. So you always got to be thinking post. Like even look at Michael Jordan.
He made more money off the selling of because he bought. Well, he bought. What's the NBA team? The Hornets.
Hornets, yeah.
Charlotte Hornets. He made more money. He bought them for like, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But he made more money selling that team than he did while he played in the NBA.
Yeah, yeah. So he bought a NASCAR team. He's like getting integrated everywhere. He's heavily. Into the shoe business. Like he gets his cut of every shoe ever made. Like that was brilliant.
Yeah.
That wasn't really on him. That was more of Nike, right?
Yeah.
But he's very smart with his money. He doesn't go and blow it. Like he's investing it in all these different, ventures.
Yeah.
So good for him. But yeah, a lot of NFL players, like that's the thing is they get into the sport and NFL's not along. Like now you hear of a 30-year-old playing, you're like, damn, that dude's old.
Yeah, Russ is 35, and he says he wants to play for another 7 years. And people are like,
yeah, Tom Brady's like an anomaly.
Yeah,
most can't do that. So you don't have a whole lot of time in that sport. So what are you doing to? And you see a lot of these NFL players positioning themselves to become analysts or commentators in the sport. But still, how many of those jobs are out there?
Yeah,
not a lot. It starts to dwindle down. So you got to start figuring out future plans quick. Like while you're in your rookie early years, like, hey, where am I going to start putting my money?
Yeah, well, and then you think about it, coming into the NFL is kind of like a lifestyle. You might get surrounded by people, and it goes both ways, whether you were the first pick of the NFL draft and you made a fuck ton of money, or you're a free or undrafted free agent that they just picked up, right? There's a lifestyle that a lot of those players have that's when you get integrated, it's like, oh, I want to buy, like I'll buy a new car. Yeah. I want to be flashy.
Yeah.
I can buy a new wardrobe. I got to look good. I got the drip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all have their posse with them, so I got to have my boys with me, and
that's
got to pay for their
fucking
lifestyle.
Huge. Well, that's the big thing. That's like what Allen Iverson went down, dude. He had like $200 million. He's broke. And he says it's because he ran with a crew, and he gave a lot of you had to give a cut and more or less to the crew because they helped you get there. Not really, but that's what they think.
It's sad.
Yeah, I can't imagine having $1 million, let alone fucking $100 million.
$200 million. Fuck, it's like winning the lottery.
What? Yeah,
And being broke.
You just spent $200 million. $200 million. You could literally set the Iverson family up forever. As long as that lineage goes, if you were smart and you invested correctly, just put it in a fucking...
you put it in like not even a savings account. Like
put it in a high-yield savings account. Let's see this shit, right? A lot of high yields, like, okay, I'm going to put $50 million in a high-yield savings account, right? High yield savings account is giving you like some of them are like 5% yearly right now. So you put that in a high yield savings account at 5% at $50 million. The interest you're making off of that is $2.5 million a year.
Yeah, you could just live off the interest.
Yeah.
Just put that bitch in and live off the interest.
Yeah, like I'll just take the interest of everything, and that's all we're living off of.
Yeah.
Dude.
Let my buddy
2.5 million a year.
Yeah, fuck.
And that's, like, or you could put it in like a NASDAQ, where the returns are, I forget what, I don't know what it is, but it's high, right? It goes up supposedly every year.
Crazy shit, dude.
Yeah. Did we have any questions from the last podcast?
Oh, God. I don't even know. I didn't even look.
How dare you? Saying the Kurt Locker didn't leave us a question?
Oh, I'm sure he did. He's all about being in the comments section. Damn it, I should have.
I put you on the spot.
Yeah, you did. You
Damn
made me
it.
feel uncomfortable.
Sorry. You can sue me.
I don't know how to do this.
Just read it.
All right. Well, no, I can't even pull up our comment. All right, here we go. Oh, we got. Oh, what the fuck?
You got multiple?
God damn it, I don't get it.
What? I can. Come on.
Damn. So I'm just reading this. So we had our thing about the death penalty for the pedophiles. Death penalty is actually more expensive than life in prison, so maybe they're just not worth the money.
Someone said that?
Yep. And then someone responded and said, take my taxes for that anytime. Don't dare take my taxes to feed and home them for life.
I mean, that's a very hot topic, so it's going to go both ways, right?
Yeah, and then someone else said, defending a pedo is crazy. I don't know who defended a pedo in any of the comments, but my thing is, I don't know.
Defending a pedo?
I don't know. Like, we definitely weren't defending a pedo.
No, I was just doing the pros and cons of whether the death penalty happens or whether you put them to jail for life, because there's multiple states that have that. They don't have the death penalty anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not defending anything.
No, not at all. And I just felt it was more humane to put them out of their misery and not help it repeat the cycle.
Yeah, and I was just trying to pick brain of either side.
Yeah, and then when we talked about the southern wall and we showed the military-aged men coming across, someone commented, quit voting Democrat before we're all dead.
I think it's both ways, though.
Oh, man. People, it cracks me up.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing, not that I'm defending him, but like Joe Biden even talked about, like, he wants a bill in place for the southern wall, but it's not a bill he creates, it's a bill that Congress creates, right? So it just has to be approved. And he even said, like, dude, give me a bill, I'll sign it. He even encouraged Donald Trump to come and they would sign it together, right? Like, we realize it's something, it has nothing to do with Democrat versus Republican. It's just we need to make a move. Yeah. Make something happen. Then I don't get this one either, dude. Some of the comments, man, on these shorts are crazy. So again,
I love the shorts crack me up because anyone sees it, so they're just like,
post it. Yeah. So we posted about the southern border, military-aged males coming across from Syria
with 511 jackets on.
511 jackets. And then, so someone in the comments said, "So ex-military aren't allowed to eat then?" Don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Ex-military aren't allowed to eat then?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Neither do I. Like, we're have nothing to do with ex-military. Like, we're talking about Syrian
refugees
crossing.
Maybe refugees, military-age men.
Military-age men.
They would be categorized as refugees, I'm sure, but...
Yeah. So some people... this one goes back to a short from way back.
Let's hear it.
The AIM messenger. You brought up using AIM, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. And someone said they remember using Zynga.
Yeah.
It was for blogging. I miss those days of Zynga, AIM, and even Friendster. Dude, I don't know any of these, bro.
No, I went from Zynga to AIM to MySpace. That was
yours?
Yeah, that was the... And then Facebook came along when I was a freshman in high school.
Damn, I don't remember any of this.
Which was like, Facebook started off as like a college.
It was college. You had to have a college EDU in order to be on it. And then it just expanded and blew up from there. And then let's see, Ryan the Problem Child. So talking about the championship mindset, Stacey Burr was easily the longest I've ever sat and listened to one person speak and never once thought, man, I wish we were done already. I guess he was listening to our podcast saying, man,
Yeah.
I wish we were done already. There were some pretty stark reminders, and one that Nick brought up in the pod. I rarely stay locked in for an entire gym session. Many times there's a lot of extras taking place, catching up with friends, having to laugh, etc. Figuring out how to find the switch to remain in the zone is probably the number one thing for me going forward in prep for events coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we talked about, are you training or are you just working out last week?
Yeah.
And I've seen a switch in Ryan ever since the seminar. And what Stacy said is like, and this can apply to life as well, but it's specifically in the gym. What she does is before she gets into the gym, she sits in her car and drinks her pre-workout and visualizes what she's going to do in the gym that day.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes in and she
Crushes it.
gets after it. And there's no like dilly-dallying or like fucking bullshit or talking. Like, I think you can talk a little bit, but like, dude, you're there to fucking train. Like this isn't a social hour.
For me, it's difficult. Like, I want to. There's some days where I want to go in and just work, and I put my headphones on, I throw up my hoodie, and people are still going to stop me and talk to me, because when you own a business, it's a little bit different. People want to talk to you about your product. They want to talk to you. And so it's like, no matter how irritated I am, I have to put on the smiley face and, hey, yeah, man, answer questions and be cool with people, because if not, I'm a dick.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to want to buy the product.
Yeah,
so.
like the fucking asshole.
Just, well, fuck him.
Fucking mean and yeah.
But there are times where I want to be focused. But I guess on the flip side, I'm also not going after like a Stacy Burr world record.
Yeah.
Trying to, I don't know.
There's a line. And again, it's fine if you want to go in. I'm not saying like don't go in and talk to your friends. Like you can, I think there's a balance too. I think you can fucking get after it when it's your set, right? And you can set a timer on your phone for like 2 minutes or what, how long you rest. And like, you can fucking talk. I'm not saying not to talk to people. Like if that's what, but she's talking as the best in the world. She didn't have time for that shit. Like, she was in there
all
for
work,
a purpose.
and
all work.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about, like Chris Gethin, he has that intensity in the gym too. And he's also a very intimidating character, so you don't see many people approach him when he's working out. But yeah.
Yeah, I think you can walk that line. I think you can give everything you got for your set while still talking to people afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I even did a little short on it, a video on it, where I explained to people, like, how to read the signs in the gym. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I saw that with the dumbbell rack.
No.
Not that one?
No, I talked about, like, how to read signs. It's like, hey, if you see me, I have my earbuds in, right? I have my hat pulled down low, and my hoodie's up. Like, that's usually a pretty blatant sign, like, don't fucking bug me.
Yeah.
Like, right? But people still do it. People still do it. And that's why I made that video, because I had that and someone came up and approached me like, hey, you own UXO supplements, huh? I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so there's different ways you can try and throw up your signs, like, hey, not to be bothered. Put sunglasses on. Put your Dion Prime time shades on.
Yeah.
Stiggs McQueen, I finished Objective Secure over the weekend and wanted to thank you again for recommending it. I really had no idea about the challenges and being an above-the-knee amputee entails, and thought that Nick did an outstanding job of explaining what must be done to overcome those challenges. Additionally, he explained of why most beginning MMA students quit within the first year. Really hit home for me. I myself did it for a year and was really overwhelmed at how it takes over your entire life outside of work. If you want to make the improvements necessary to develop some actual skill at it, then outside of your training sessions, you have to orient all of your workouts toward developing and physical conditioning and stamina needed to do it. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good book, Objective Secure. It's a very like, and Nick is he's a good read, you know, with him talking about how he had to overcome becoming an amputee and going back through the selection school to get back to the Special Forces unit. Mm-hmm. But he's a different breed.
Yeah, dude, the jiu-jitsu or MMA students, like, again, like, if you want to get a belt, like, you have to practice and practice and practice and do visualization for, like, because a lot of the belts, it's like they want to see the moves. Like, when this happens, you have to do this. So, like, there's multiple moves you got to do before you're like, here you go, you've ranked up more or less. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's like 3D chess and
3D chess.
and
like that.
they have to, you have to visualize this. So it does take over your life for people so it's hard to get better when you're not doing that. And then because if you're not doing that, then the next week or the next month, you're going on the mats and there's people that are doing that and they're just kicking your ass, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And Spencer Lynn also commented, we will do the Rec 100 2.0 one day and you will complete it. Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We'll figure it out. Figure out a way to get Rec 100 back up here. That's it for the comments, dude.
Oh, no, Kurt Locker.
Am I missing something?
I think that a champion mindset is one that a lot of folks think they have, but they don't. To be honest, that's okay. If it was common, there would be a lot more competition.
I don't see that on here.
Oh,
but
I saw it.
Interesting.
It's okay.
I
agree.
Agreed. Championship mindset. So let us know your thoughts today.
About anything we talked about. I know that there was a lot of heavy stuff.
There was, man. We went deep.
Yeah, we did go deep. Wasn't expecting to go that deep today, but I kind of let the podcast run, let it go.
It'd be good to know your guys' viewpoint. Like, obviously, we know that, dude, it is. Like, those topics we discussed
they're heavy topics, man, and they affect everyone, right? And it's not just one side, right? You know? Like, it's not like we do say, the freedom of speech or whatever for pronouns. It's like it doesn't just affect someone that is saying that. It's also affecting someone that does feel that may be transgender and they feel like they are a male, you know? But I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to be an asshole. Well, there's going to be assholes in this world too. It plays both sides. I see it both sides, you know? I think the racism thing is cut and dry, more or less, you know, that we talked about. But, like, you did bring up an interesting topic of, like, is it censorship if you remove that person from a competition?
Yeah.
And I say, fuck that, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. All right, people. Well, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you again next week. Black Sheep out.
See ya.